It's time for your Overwatch Minute with Gregg Dietz. But first, after this intro, then you talk, Gregg.
All right. Wow. I like how you have that. Kind of cool. I have this the first time I've been seeing it, guys, because I usually don't have it popped up. So I'm like, hey, this is neat.
Yeah.
So there's not a whole lot of news. I mean, real briefly, this week ends with, or this upcoming Tuesday is the last, or it. Let me rephrase that. Retribution ends this week. So if you haven't gotten your chance to play it, definitely go play it now. Also, last chance to get any of those loot boxes that are part of it. So there's that. Also, the new season starts up this week. So if you're waiting to get Brigitte into, I am sorry, get Brigitte into competitive, Burpcast. This upcoming week would be the beginning of it. So I'm really excited about that. But let's talk about the other news. And I'll get to the biggest story after I get to this real quick. So, in Leijing Tower, there are occasionally, I think it's in I don't remember what part of it, it's in one of the three areas that you go to, there's tickers, news tickers that you can see up on the wall. And previously it would say, Soldier 76 spotted in Dorado, May visits the Himalayas, and Tracer Winston seen in action. That's what it used to say. But with the recent patch, it changed. Now it says, Liuzhang Interstellar to start a new group of top aerospace projects. Attempted to re-establish contact with the Horizon Moonbase, which is that place that one of the newer maps. And the current CEO of the group was once a moon-based station scientist. So what could this mean? What does this say? Well, what this says, in a sense, is in some way, fashion, or form, somebody in Winston's life will come back. Somebody in Winston's life will be a new character. Will they be a part of Talent? Will they be part of Overwatch? That's up in the air at this point. But there's about to be a lot of Winston backstory that we're about to see. So
Cool.
Get ready for that. Because that all seems to be associated with Winston and or May. But I doubt it. People are saying May, but I'm like, nah. The biggest thing is a... by the way, the new... Hanzo reworks, I think I talked about this last week. They've been tested a lot on different things, and people are saying they're overpowered. But what people aren't taking into consideration is, his 6 volleyed arrows are at full power, so he could do 180 damage. Or no, is it 280? I think it's 280 damage per arrow via headshot. So like he could easily take out a tank with headshots. But here's a question: how many fucking arrows is he gonna nail?
That's a good question. It's a very good question.
Because it's an on-the-move sort of thing, so I'm not worried about it. But I also could be wrong about that. I don't remember how much power they do. They do a lot. But anyway, so they've been looking to rework Symmetra. And some of the stuff is so weird. Some of the stuff is so different than what we know. So they're talking about changing her teleporter, changing her primary fire, changing her secondary into something. And all of it is not what we're used to. So if you play Symmetra, you know that her secondary fire is a bubble that pops up and goes towards the enemy. where they're thinking about tripling the speed of that.
I know.
Which would make it really fast, yeah. And the reason they want to do that is that right now, like, yeah, it's cool to have it, and it sometimes hits people, but it doesn't hit people often enough. So it kind of feels like it's super easy to dodge, and they want it to not be, especially with the speed that the game is at. Then they talked about the turrets, and the problem with the turrets as of right now, they don't do enough damage in the developers' mind. But they know that if they were to increase the damage on 6 turrets, it'd be too much. So they came up with a really good idea. Each turret gets 30 health, so they could take a little bit of damage, but, you know, not too much. And she only gets 3 of them.
Yeah, okay.
But here's the thing. They do almost 3 times as much damage, and they hold people in place a lot stronger.
Whew.
Here's the other thing about the turrets. She can throw them.
That's dumb. Wow.
Again, this is all concept rework, so this isn't permanent.
Jesus.
This was talked about in the forums by a developer with the fans. And here's the other thing. So the teleporter would be different. I think they said that the teleporter would be invincible until 6 people went through it.
Okay. All right.
Which I don't know that I like that as much, but basically taking away the shield generator and just having it a teleporter. And the final thing that they want to change is to change her beam from a lock-on to something that's very similar to Zarya. But right now, what it does is it goes 40 damage, 2 seconds of sustained damage, 60 damage. Sorry, 40, 80, 100, 160. I think is what it does. Yeah. So it's 4, 8, 16 is how it goes. And but it has to do sustained damage to get up to 160. And as you know, at 160 consistent damage to an enemy, like, it melts people, right? They're thinking about increasing that, but taking away the lock-on. So it would do like an automatic 55, and then double that with 2 seconds of sustained damage, and then double that with 2 seconds of sustained damage. So, but again, making it a straight line.
So here's the thing I'm thinking about. If you're going that route, if I wanted to get max damage every time with Symmetra, wouldn't then the strategy for that be where you initiate that beam straight on and it does the initial 55 damage, you know, at its peak before it starts to go down? Does it go up or go downwards the longer you hit somebody with the beam?
Right now it goes up, and it would still go up if it was a straight line. You would just have to do, right now it's every 2 seconds of sustained damage with her beam being locked on, it increases 2 times until it gets to 160 and maxes out 160.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. I was about to say, like, if you know, do the beam first, stop, do it again, kind of in a kind of on and off situation. Okay, scratch what I was about to say.
It has to. Yeah, it has to be sustained damage. So, in reality, having her beam be a straight line and do that would actually decrease her ability to do damage with it. Because as fast as Overwatch does, oh my gosh, all the bubbles want to come up right now.
Yeah.
You would have to have it locked on to an enemy for at least 6 seconds. And in Overwatch time, that's a long time.
Yeah.
So I don't know how well that would work, but I'm interested. I'm interested to see if they can make it work. But again, all of these are in concept. Like, they haven't even put a lot of these on, and I guarantee you a lot of it will change over time. So, but I thought it was very interesting that she would be basically an entirely new character.
Yeah, that is very interesting. You don't hear that often when it comes to competitive games, to like say like, hey, this character may be an entirely new character than what this character began. Like, tool sets and everything might be changed completely, which is crazy, but that's cool at the same time.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but that's it for your Overwatch Minute, guys.
All right. Well, that has been your Overwatch Minute with Gregg Dietz. All right. So, hey. Okay, awesome. So